Hello and welcome back to the European Times. I'm Elizabeth Carter, and today we're diving into a story that honestly feels like a bit of a milestone for European higher education. If you caught our last episode, you'll remember we talked about the importance of trust and innovation in journalism. Well, today we're shifting that lens to the world of universities and research and how they're being transformed by a rather hefty investment from the European Institute of Innovation and Technology, or EIT for short. So let's get right into it. The EIT has just announced a $63 million investment. Yes, 63 million euros, aimed at strengthening higher education's role in building a more innovative, resilient, and skilled Europe. Now, that's not just a headline number. This funding is being spread across 47 projects, connecting a staggering 620 organizations in 46 countries. I mean, that's almost the entire continent, isn't it? And it's not just universities. There are businesses, research centers, public authorities, and all sorts of associations in the mix. I remember covering the EIT's very first initiative launch, and honestly, the scale was impressive even then, but nothing like what we're seeing now. Back then, it was a handful of projects, a few dozen partners, and a lot of hope. Fast forward to today, and we're talking about 284 higher education institutions, 186 businesses, and 150 other organizations all working together. It's a real testament to how much ambition and momentum have grown in just a few years. What's particularly striking is that this isn't just about throwing money at universities and hoping for the best. The EIT Higher Education Initiative is the only European instrument solely focused on boosting the innovation capacity of higher education institutions. It's about empowering them to become the innovation leaders of tomorrow, and crucially, giving them access to Europe's largest innovation ecosystem. That's a mouthful, but it really means they're building bridges between academia and industry in a way we haven't seen before. And just to put it in perspective, the 2024 call for proposals attracted 130 consortia, so 1,480 organizations from 55 countries applied. The quality was so high that the EIT ended up funding 5 more projects than they'd originally planned. Each project gets up to $1.34 million, which is, well, not pocket change. It's a sign of real confidence in Europe's innovation capacity, and I think a recognition that these are the kinds of investments that keep Europe strong and competitive on the global stage. Now let's zoom in a bit, because within those 47 projects, there's a particular focus that's worth highlighting: deep tech. Out of the total, 12 projects are dedicated to what's called the Deep Tech Talent Initiative. The goal here is ambitious: train 1 million deep tech experts by the end of 2025. 1 million. I mean, I had to double-check that number. It's not just about coding or AI, but the whole spectrum of advanced technologies that are shaping our future. Think quantum computing, robotics, biotech, and more. And what's really interesting is how these projects are structured. They're not just university-led. You've got universities teaming up with businesses, public authorities, and research centers. It's this cross-sector partnership model that's making the difference. When you bring together academic expertise and real-world industry needs, you get solutions that actually work outside the lab. I think that's something we've seen in other sectors too, but it feels especially crucial here, where the pace of technological change is so rapid. It does make me wonder, though, what skills are actually most vital for Europe's digital future? Is it all about technical know-how, or is there still a place for creativity, critical thinking, and, dare I say, a bit of entrepreneurial spirit? I might be biased, but I think academia has to adapt, not just by updating curricula, but by fostering those connections with industry and society. Otherwise, we risk training people for jobs that might not even exist in a few years. It's a tricky balance, and I'm not sure anyone has the perfect answer yet. But if these EIT-backed projects succeed, we could see a real shift in how talent is developed and deployed across Europe. It's not just about filling current gaps, but about anticipating what's next and making sure Europe isn't left behind in the global race for innovation. All right, so let's talk about what this means for higher education institutions themselves. One of the standout results from this latest round is the record number of new HEIs, higher education institutions, joining as partners. In fact, 193 new HEIs have come on board, bringing the total to 501 since 2021. That's actually ahead of the original target, which was set for 2027, so they've smashed that goal a few years early. It really shows the growing momentum and appetite for innovation in the sector. I want to share a quick case study that caught my eye. There's a university, let's just say it's in Central Europe to keep things general, that's been leveraging EIT support to drive entrepreneurship among its students and staff. They've set up incubators, partnered with local businesses, and even brought in public authorities to help turn research into real-world products and services. It's early days, but the results are promising. More startups, more patents, and perhaps most importantly, a culture shift towards innovation and risk-taking. So the big question is, how do these initiatives boost Europe's global competitiveness? Well, by connecting academia with industry and supporting the earliest stages of innovation, Europe is positioning itself as a leader, not just a follower. But, of course, challenges remain. Higher education institutions still have to navigate bureaucracy, secure sustainable funding, and, sometimes, overcome a bit of resistance to change. It's not all smooth sailing, but the direction of travel is clear. That's all for today's episode. I hope this gives you a sense of how Europe's higher education landscape is evolving and why it matters for all of us, whether you're a student, a researcher, or just someone interested in the future of innovation. We'll be keeping a close eye on how these projects develop, so stay tuned for more updates in future episodes. Thanks for listening, and until next time, this is Elizabeth Carter for the European Times.